got so much talent, such a great songwriter. We're going to hear from her down the road.
Growing up with famous parents isn't as amazing as most people might think. Gracie McGraw's story is a prime example of this. Her whole life, she's had to live in the shadow of her mom and dad. And no matter what she does or how talented she is, she just never gets the sole credit. But is it always going to be this way for her? And how does she actually feel about it all? Gracie is Tim McGraw and Faith Hill's first daughter and child. And from the moment she was born, it was pretty obvious that a lot was expected from her, mostly because of the talent that she came from. But living up to her full potential hasn't been the easiest task for Gracie. Every step of the way, she's had to fight off public opinion about who she is and what she has to offer. And it still hasn't gotten any easier. To make it worse, she always gets compared to her parents. So it's hard for her to stand on her own and make her own mark in the industry. Gracie is an amazing singer and has tons of potential to succeed in the music industry. And she's proved this many times. I mean, not too long ago, she released a clip of herself singing on Instagram and it almost broke the internet. This wasn't the first, second, or third time she's done something like that. So it's safe to say that she's definitely a genuinely good singer. A lot of people in her comments section ask the same question. Why is she not on Broadway yet? Because, obviously, she has the talent for it. And whether she likes to admit it or not, she also has the connections to make it happen. So what's actually stopping her from going out there and embracing her musical talents? Gracie doesn't look like she's ready to answer this question, but there are theories as to what the reason might be. Maybe Gracie is just tired of the constant comparisons, and she doesn't want to live in the shadow of her parents. It's one thing when one parent is extremely talented in one area, and people think you should be good at that thing. But it becomes a completely different thing when both of your parents are awesome at the same thing. Then, people expect you to be as good as they are, if not better. This might be the reason why Gracie doesn't want to go down the music path. She actually moved from Los Angeles to create an acting career for herself without the help of her parents. And don't even get me started on what Gracie thinks about Broadway and Hollywood in general. According to her, the industry continues to encourage people who exhibit certain types of bad behavior. She explained how there are a lot of capable people who have the talent and are willing to work to prove themselves. But somehow the industry never creates opportunities for people like this. And this is because of how corrupt the system has gotten over time. Sometimes it might look like things are about to change for the better, but when you dig deeper and look at how things are, you'll realize that the industry is actually getting worse, not better. And Gracie didn't exactly explain what made her say all this, but you don't have to be a genius to realize who she was referring to. Gracie's statement came just a couple of days after Lea Michele got the lead role in Funny Girl. It was especially interesting that Lea got the role after her old 2020 scandal. This is when her fellow Glee co-star called her out for acting extremely unprofessional and mean toward her. And then other people that worked on the show came forward too. They talked about their own experiences with Lea, and let's just say those experiences were not pleasant in any way. But somehow the industry ignored everything that was said about Lea. I mean, it's one thing for one person to come out and call you out for being a horrible person, but it's a completely different thing when dozens of people keep saying the exact same thing about Lea. Still, no matter what people said, it was swept under the rug like it was nothing. And the industry still pushed Lea forward because she was the one they wanted, and they didn't care about anything else. So maybe that's why Gracie felt the need to criticize the industry. The truth also is that if Gracie decides to follow in the footsteps of her parents, people are going to be more in her business than ever before. A good example of this would be what happened with her whole weight loss journey. A few months ago, Gracie posted a black and white photo of herself, and from the photo, it was very obvious that she had lost a lot of weight. Gracie's weight has been a difficult topic for her as long as anyone can remember, and she's always been very vocal about it. So when she posted this photo, she was immediately accused of using certain medical substances to lose weight quickly. Gracie didn't deny this. She admitted that she took the popular substance in 2022. But what really gave her the body of her dreams was taking another medication and working out. She openly spoke about how this helped her get to a place where she's finally comfortable with herself. And if that means getting called out online, then so be it. But honestly, dealing with all the criticism still must have been difficult. You can't blame her for seemingly not being too excited about being in the spotlight. From having to live in her parents' shadows to all the social media comments, I can't imagine this has been easy for her. But let's be honest, if Gracie succeeds in making a name for herself as an actor, these things will never really go away. People will still accuse her of using her parents' connections to kickstart her acting career. And even if they don't, her life is always going to be the subject of public criticism. So there might not be any way for her to win in all this. What do you guys think? What's your opinion on Gracie? What are your thoughts on what she said about the industry? Let me know in the comments below.